Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We provide fan-oriented and analytic discussions on a variety of animated shows, movies, and anime, currently featuring Steven Universe, Miraculous Ladybug, New Powerpuff Girls, Star vs. Force of Evil, and Ruby. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Delaney Stovall.
Hey, y'all.
Today, Delaney and I will be discussing the week of November 28th new episodes of the new Powerpuff Girls. We are discussing all 5 of the following: Electric Buttercup, Professor Poofed, Poorbucks, Snow Month, and somewhere over the Swingset, Cartoon Network aired those 5 in a Powerpuff Girls bomb episode from November 28th to December 2nd. So we're going to be discussing all of those here on the Overly Animated Podcast. We discuss new Powerpuff Girls in some variation of chunks of whatever Cartoon Network decides to air it in. Whenever here at the Overly Animated Podcast, you can check us out at overlyanimated.com or search for the Overly Animated Podcast on iTunes, Google Play Music, Stitcher, or your favorite podcatcher. Check out our previous discussions of Powerpuff Girls for our general feelings on the show, but there's 5 episodes here to get into. A lot to talk about. Delaney, obviously going to be some variation depending on the episode, but overall, yes. What were your impressions of these 5?
I thought they were good, except I don't want to talk about the first one, but the first, Electric Buttercup was an experience, and it wasn't a good experience, but the rest of them I enjoyed. They were funny or cute. They were they were I don't think they're as good as I think we went down a little bit in quality for this kind of chunk, but they're not bad. I think they're okay. I think my favorite was either Snow Month or Poorbucks. I really liked Poorbucks.
Yeah.
So overall, it was good. Some of them not so great, but I think it was solid chunk.
Yeah, I agree with all of that. I think that overall these 5 were a little bit down from some of our recent ones. But it just depends on the episode. Poorbucks is incredible and one of the best episodes of the show. Snow Month was also really, really good. And I thought somewhere of the Swingset was fine.
Yeah, it was. Well, that villain is just a weird villain, but he's fine.
Weren't you happy to see Allegro again?
Oh yay, Allegro! Oh my god, the weird party panda.
I did not think he would be high up on our list of returnee villains. And yet here we are. We'll talk about Allegro. But yeah, Electric Buttercup was rough.
Rough.
It was rough. It was it was not badly made. Clearly a lot of effort went into that episode.
Right.
So, but there's a lot of elements of this show which I think are the weaker ones that were in that episode. And then Professor Poofed was fine. But I didn't think it was super strong.
No, it was just sometimes they do interesting things with the professor, and then sometimes they make him an idiot.
It's a little bit ridiculous there, yeah.
It was okay.
I don't think so I think the first thing I'm going to say is we had some of our weaker episodes here in a while. My question is is a big complaint about the show in the beginning was when they tried to be the old Powerpuff Girls and not itself. Do you think that let me say that slower. This current show, it distinguishes itself by being very character focused and very fun and carefree. Do you think that, these 5 episodes fall into the trap of trying to be too much like the original Powerpuff Girls?
A few of the episodes do, I think. Electric Buttercup definitely falls into that trap a little bit. It's mainly just the use of him. I mean, these episodes really aren't quintessential Powerpuff Girl episodes, though I would probably say Professor, however you say it, whatever episode it is. Proofed. That one is probably the closest to being an original Powerpuff Girls episode. Though honestly, Snow Month is there was an episode like that, but they're not. I don't think they necessarily fall into we've had episodes that are more like the old show that are worse. I think.
Yeah. I think for the most part you're right. This we're past the point where this is trying to emulate the old Powerpuff Girls. For the most point. That being said, him.
Well, the main issue is that they've kept him in the show.
Yeah, but I think that Electric Buttercup is not using him in a way that the old show would have used him. I think that
the issue with the episode isn't really, him. The fact that him's in the episode's ew, but then it's not really him's not really the issue with the episode.
Yeah, him was fine here. This isn't him. I mean, him was not fine. It was I don't think the voice thing didn't work. I think
right.
like there's one moment when Bubbles keeps doing the voice after, which I think is great and almost is worth it. Bubbles like, you don't have to do the voice anymore, Bubbles. But it's more just like that they kind of go whole hog on this like rock battle concept, which is like just like a pitfall of the new show. Like I feel like Electric Buttercup is a somewhat unsuccessful episode that does not but the reasons are that it's like too much in like I feel like the rock battle is in the realm of the like the rap sequences, you know.
Yes,
like I think it's them trying to be really cute and stylistic, and
it's too much.
And it's too much. It's definitely too much. I appreciate the effort. Like that whole sequence was really like intricately made. And I can definitely appreciate how much work went into it, but it's just too much, and none of those sequences have really succeeded for me.
Yeah, no, it was just like ridiculous. But that's like this. Yeah, I think this episode just kind of represents like what this new show can do wrong.
Yeah, which I'd rather do this new wrong than just try to be an old episode of the show.
Right.
That being said, there's no point of him being in this show.
Right.
I think this is the best. I think this might be the best him episode. Like, not like in quality overall, but the use of him, I think, here was pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, I was like they do. I mean, he's an interesting character in that you can, like, him can be anyone. Like, you never know what's going on.
Yeah. I knew, by the way, I think it was kind of obvious that the guitar.
Oh, no, I saw, I was like, it's him.
I don't really predict those things, but yeah.
It was super obvious.
Yeah. We don't need to go off on another hymn. We already kind of did. That's an interesting point you made, that the Snow Month feels like an original episode of the show. I agree. It's kind of like this concept of that the old show might do, but I feel like it's spun in a way that that this new show, like, I don't know if what did the old show have done, like Blossom has a crush on a boy, so like that, like
no, like that's the thing, like they would have done like, oh, it's a snow day and like the Yetis.
Yeah, the Yetis felt old Powerpuff Girls, yeah.
But the new show has like all these interesting character things going on with it.
Yeah, so I think Snow Month, I feel like Snow Month might be a top 10 episode of the show.
Yeah, it was really good.
Snow Month, also the genesis of Jared Shapiro, clearly should have aired a while ago. It did air like several months ago in other countries, and Cartoon Network US for some reason did not air it until now, probably because they wanted to make it a winter special, because Thursday was their winter, like the Steven Universe episode Thursday had like snow, and this episode had snow. They tried to do a thing. But yeah, Snow Month, this would have clarified all our problems with all our, questions about Jared Shapiro, because they introduce him here. Like, finally. Yeah, well, they have a whole introductory sequence with him. What's your big takeaway with Jared Shapiro? Are you shipping the Jared and Blossom?
Yes, it's adorable.
Yes, it's really good. That episode has them blushing. Like,
it's so cute.
I feel like they do that like several times in this, or I don't know if it's that episode or another one of them this week, but they're all kind of blended together. But their like eyes are so big that their blush ends up being like on their mouth. Like, it's so funny. It kind of is like making fun of the concept of their design, I feel like.
Well, it's like when they do the fingers. It's like how many fingers am I holding up?
Yeah, and they did another one with that too, I think. I don't remember. There's a lot of jokes here I'm not going to remember, but I have my highlight. We haven't talked a lot about Poorbucks is our next big discussion topic.
Yes.
There's a lot here, but what do you think my favorite quote of the week was? I'll tell you. It's too much to remember. I'll tell you. It is Bubbles after they learn that Blossom was the one causing this. Bubbles says, "Blossom, it was you the whole time. We thought it was the effects of climate change."
That was great.
So good. I love it. Like, that's such a good modern Powerpuff Girls line.
There were just some quality Bubbles lines in general.
Bubbles in a very good place for her character right now. But yeah, that line is great. Okay, we gotta talk about Poorbucks. I think this enters the canon of some of the best episodes of New Powerpuff Girls. Yes.
Well, my thing is, like, we've been complaining. It's like they haven't really been doing anything interesting with Princess Poorbucks. Now it's like, bam.
Yeah, exactly. Poorbucks, it was more towards him than towards Mojo in terms of like the returnee villains. Like, yes. Like him not used well, not an interesting returnee villain. Mojo, own spin on Mojo, really funny and interesting. This is by far the best Poorbucks episode, and like the only one that does anything really interesting with her, and it's arguably one of the best uses of the old villains of the show. It's
so great. I'm so happy. It was amazing.
The big question, Delaney, is a competing ship has emerged.
Yes.
You talked about the Jared and the Blossom. How about the Poorbucks and the Blossom?
Yes.
I was feeling it this episode.
I mean, it was there.
Blossom
She
was
made
so
her a
sad.
picture frame.
Oh my
I know.
gosh,
Oh
she
my
was so
god. I felt so
sad.
bad. I thought you were my friend. I was like, no. I felt really bad for Blossom. I like almost cried. I was like, no.
Are you shipping it officially?
A little.
The problem is
Attack.
that she reverts back at the end.
Yes. Except, does she really?
They really, whenever Blossom and Moorbucks need to interact in the future, they really need to take this into account. Like, we can't just forget this.
Yes, I agree.
Like, this was so good. Yeah, Poorbucks. Let's start talking about specifically Poorbucks, because this is such a good episode. We had Moorbucks money paver turning houses into water slides.
Great.
That seems like it could have been an old thing. Moorbucks' Cash Money Crew. I don't know if we'd heard them named before, but this was a whole concept this episode. What do you think about Benny Benjamin's, the Moorbucks replacement?
Richie Rich.
Yeah. Blossom's stock ticker app.
It's great.
I love that's how they learn that Moorbucks is poor. That's a great use of like technology, Blossom's character, like
yes.
Yeah, love that. What else? Blossom wanted a business plan for a lemonade stand. I feel like this is a little bit below Blossom. I feel like Blossom's above lemonade stands.
She's above lemonade. I don't know.
I know they're like 5, but
I don't know. I think it works.
I think it does work. Yeah.
She did have a secret ingredient, so
which is they never make a joke with their secret ingredient. I guess the existence of it is like a joke about them being the secret ingredient. But I feel like there would have been a more overt joke.
Yeah.
I think the best of with Moorbucks was this her pronunciation of like give like iv.
It was so good.
Yeah. It's like kind of this typical concept, but it's executed really well, I think.
Yeah, that was really funny.
They had a montage, apparently, I have in my notes of an interestingly animated Moorbucks Blossom montage, yeah.
Yes.
Co-CEO, the thing. Blossom thought we were friends. Then we have like this whole fight sequence with Moorbucks' Cash Money Crew, which I also think was really good.
The tiger and Bubbles.
And we talked about this before. The white tiger is just like accepted like as a human part of Moorbucks' crew.
So good.
And then at one point, one of them is like, there's like the guy in Where's Crew is just like doing something ridiculous, and then I think it's probably like Buttercup's like, huh, or something, and then
he gets punched,
and then the buff woman goes like, bam, yeah, it was really well animated. I love
really
that.
Good.
Yeah. And then at the end, Moorbucks, no water slide here anymore. And Blossom's like, 'cause we're friends, yeah.
So good.
Yeah. Commenter Steve wrote us a whole email about Poorbucks, because Steve agrees this is a very prominent episode. I love how Blossom tried to reform her. Shows what a big she is. I wonder if the writers saw Gravity Falls call for us with Poorbucks' lack of vocabulary of certain words. Yeah, it's a typical tropey thing. Moorbucks definitely seems like a like Chloe from Miraculous Ladybug type character.
Yes.
From Pacifica from Gravity Falls. Steve says, Blossom, Moorbucks, what's their ship name? Because the show doesn't really have ships, so I don't know. We have no precedent. Possum?
Yes.
Why is that the ship name? Where's the P coming from?
Princess Moorbucks.
Oh, you're doing her full name. Let's do just Moorbucks and Blossom. Let's do that. Blocks. It's not good ones. We'll work on that. Perhaps Moorbucks will be on our team of allies against Silico, which I hope includes Mojo, other villains, Derby Taunts, Janica, Professor's girlfriend. We'll see a massive alliance against Silico. I don't know if that's a thing that's happening, but that could be interesting, because Silico does seem more villainy than some of our other villains.
Yeah, that would be pretty interesting. I don't know. It's hard to kind of unite these villains, and like, I mean, that'd be really neat to do, but like, that would be definitely like a big departure.
I definitely need to see Moorbucks team up with the Powerpuff Girls one episode.
Yes.
I don't know. Will they follow up on her character development?
Probably not, but it'd be cool if they did.
Yeah. I think that this was such a good, like a standout thing for her that hopefully they realize this.
Yeah.
It's just so distinctive too, because before she wasn't good at all, and now she's like incredible.
Yeah, no, like this was like just A+. Like, I'm really glad they did this. It was really interesting.
I do think it helps her characters and all, even if she's still evil, because I think the Cash Money crew development and stuff like that was really good.
Yeah.
So I think that they've got a lot here.
Definitely.
Yeah, overall, this is I'll declare this a top 5 episode, but
I agree.
I have to go dig into the depths. We've had 40 episodes now almost, so
Lord.
Yeah, Lord. Let's talk about Snow Month more. We already talked about this a lot. Jared Shapiro, casual friend, says Blossom.
So good.
Got you flowers, and then he gives her the note. I like you. Do you like me too?
So
yes,
cute.
no. Bubbles is ooh, yeah, it's good. Here's our joke. How many fingers am I holding up? She says to Blossom. Yeah, because it's a fist. So
it's so good.
That was the joke there. Okay. Blossom's got a boyfriend. If you check yes, you get married forever and ever and ever. Says
so good.
Blossom. Yeah.
Bubbles.
Bubbles, yeah. Blossoms as a Jared fantasy here too, with which would have made more sense why she has them later if we got this first one. But it was really good. Just all of Blossoms, like, and she was like a writer in that, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, more, and she's like a sci-fi writer in that job fair episode. So I like this creative Blossom side. Jared playing clarinet. I guess that was the thing. I don't remember if that's. I'm not.
That was a thing.
I don't remember. Yeah. Some may say I have a crush on you. Concluded I'm just not ready. Oh yeah, says Blossom. Blossom's whole speech here at the end. I forgot about that. Yeah, this is really good. I would say this is the best voice acting performance of the show. Is Blossom's speech at the end. She says, because Amanda Layton says it so fast and it's like really the emotions there and it's just really good. Some may say I have a crush on you. Conclude I'm not just ready for a relationship yet. That whole thing, great. And then Jared's like, oh, I'm not ready for a relationship either. I just think you're neat.
So
who says that, Jared? Who says neat?
I just
right
think
now?
you're neat. That's cute.
Aw, yeah.
Adorable. And then they go get snow cones.
These episodes are right next to each other, Delaney, and they have the competing ships. Like, what could you? How do you choose?
Can't of it.
Can't choose. I don't know. I feel like maybe more Bucks more so, but you know, this one, Jared. This episode's really good too with them.
It's so cute.
What do you think of the Yetis in this episode?
It's hilarious. Like, it's so ridiculous, and like they're like snobby Yetis, which makes it even better.
Yeah.
And then there's like the crazy snowboarding Yeti. I just really liked the Yetis. And like I really liked the hill they were sledding on and like into a tunnel. Like that was neat.
And then there's like the bouncer Yeti.
That was good.
Yeah. At one point we had they go sledding and it's like it's a video game. Sleddy, Monster Death, Old Betty.
I really liked that.
Yeah. That was good too. Yeah, overall Snow Month I think really good episode.
Yeah, it's probably, I think, Poorbucks, but then Snow Month, like, just really good.
Yeah. So, like, the other three, and we'll talk about them now, aren't as good, but there's still two great ones in here.
Right.
So, yeah. Let's talk some more of the Swingset. The return of Allegro.
Allegro.
Probably one of the most controversial concepts from this show, just because people, like, that's representative of what a lot of people hate about the show. So I'm glad that they had the confidence to bring Allegro back, even though it was made probably before the show aired, but the decision. But, we have I feel like we have development on the Allegro storyline. Allegro's party army in disguise says I think Blossom.
Interesting.
So this is what Allegro's party army is called, all those stuff. So what do you think of the concept of Allegro now that you've seen a second Allegro episode?
I mean, he's fine. He's an interesting villain, really, because he's not really a villain. Like, I mean, it's kind of like that part that, in the like finale of Gravity Falls where it's like this trap.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's an interesting concept. Like, he's not really a villain. He's just kind of a goofy panda. He's kind of like a Kim Possible villain.
Yeah, it's very much like part 2 of Raidmageddon of Gravity Falls, where they're just in this episode where they just trap them in there with all the ideal versions of the people around them. Allegro, the exclamation point, yay, exclamation point, I think is on the screen with Allegro. Need your energy to grow big and strong again, and then he turns out to be this like bear at the end, right? I don't know. I don't remember from the end of the last Allegro episode.
Yeah, that's what happens. He like when they beat him, he becomes like this little bear.
So he's trying to regain energy.
Yes.
So this was books 1 to 4 Voldemort.
Yes.
Yes.
That's Allegro.
Yeah. Is that a good comparison?
Allegro's Voldemort. That's accurate.
Okay. My favorite thing from this episode was they Powerpuff Girls sent a group text to all their friends to get them to go out at midnight and like, just please stop responding to the group text. It's driving us crazy. Sorry. Yeah.
It's really good.
That was the best part.
Also, like they're like in like they have like capes and they're like
that's the screenshot for this podcast. Yeah, I don't know where they get those outfits from, but it's really good.
So good.
Oh, and they did the stratospheric swing set, and the guy turns out to be Lego. Big Joey appearance. Big Joey's my favorite minor character, and he was great in this episode.
And he gets
I don't know. Is Jared Shapiro count? Because he's up there too.
I think Jared Shapiro counts.
Okay, but Big Joey's really good. Because then he goes. What does he do? He goes like flying off or something. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah. And then when they're in the like the dream world, there's like a laugh track or something, which was interesting.
That was weird.
Yeah, and then Professor in the mirror.
Yeah. Oh, that was like, oh, poor Professor.
Yeah. Let's talk the other Professor. But overall, I thought this was the third best.
Yeah, I think so. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, it was decent. Yeah. Let's talk Professor Proofed. Like, what's with the decision? Like, I get what they're doing with.
Let's put the professor in a hamster ball.
Yeah, like, I get the decision, like, to do this increasingly, concerned about safety type thing. He, like, kind of, like, gets more and more ridiculous as the episode goes on. It happens very fast, though. And the professor's usually so grounded that it's very jarring.
Yeah, it was just, like, really weird. And, like, this might be the closest to, like, this is probably the closest to old Professor.
Yeah.
Which is probably why we're like, eh.
Yeah, it's just very different from their normal use of him as jarring, and I don't know if it's like, whatever, okay, thanks girls for keeping me safe, stuff like that, yeah. Then the Gigantinator Ray was also a very old professor, it seems like.
I mean, it was like more like it actually worked.
Yeah, that's true. It did actually work. I don't know why I used to be so careful with putting the rod onto the thing.
Well, it's so funny, like, I enjoy that it's just like this really slow, like... It's just funny because they do it like 3 times.
Yeah. What do you think of the giant baby?
Adorable.
Were you feeling the giant baby?
It was cute. Like, I thought it was a funny concept. And then, like, cars and, like...
Why can't the Powerpuff Girls beat the giant baby? Like, why is this too difficult?
Because they don't want to hit the baby.
I guess that's what they're doing with that, yeah. Yeah.
It's funny. I liked it.
We had the only other thing I've written down is all these nicknames Buttercup comes up with for them.
It's so good. Like, it was so ridiculous.
Ribbonhead and Pigtails O'Shaughnessy. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Good.
Like,
good
okay,
job,
Buttercup.
Yeah, good job, Buttercup. The professor's pepper pancakes.
Like, what? What even?
Yeah, that was weird.
Like, what? Do people do that? I feel like that's no, but...
I think that's no. Overall, I thought it was fine. Professor approved.
Yeah, it was fine. It was just, like, weird because he's, like, in a bubble, but it was, like, okay. And there was, the jam donut.
The fake show, the jam with a donut.
Yes.
Was their, like, fake baby show. I don't know are we making fun of, like, Nick Jr. shows? Is that what we're doing here? Jam with the donut. Yeah, that was interesting.
That's our favorite thing. Shows.
I'll take
Space Tow Truck.
Space Tow Truck, yeah, over this one for sure.
No, Space Tow Truck's way better.
Yeah. Electric Buttercup. Battle of the Band-Aids.
That was good.
Is that what Bubble says it is? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Adorbs. Buttercup's whole smashing guitars thing, and then just keeps going to exchange them.
And then, I really like Thrash.
Yeah. We need to talk about Thrash. What do you think of Thrash?
It's so great. Like, Thrash is a lesbian, one, and then
I was seeing how long would that have take for Delaney? Yeah, no, 2 seconds. Okay, over on.
And there you go. I don't know, it's just like they keep bringing her up, and then like she actually shows up. Like that was great. I really enjoyed that.
Very weird. Her showing up. It was
super weird. Like what? That was a super weird episode, but like Thrash worked. I thought.
Do you want Thrash to return to the series?
Yes, that'd be okay.
Okay,
that should be fine.
What a weird episode. Like that too.
Super weird.
Emerald guitar. It's super tiny. Is pretty much made for you. Like
right. Like okay.
Like
so
okay,
funny.
Yeah. That guy. I don't know if they're talking about him or whatever, but girls with skills on hair. See, I don't remember my outline. This is the part where I don't remember the parts of the show. But yeah, we have him come up, and it's like, yeah, surprising, sure.
Yep. Nope.
Him makes the Blossom and Buttercup part of the bands, and then they have to talk like him, which was really weird.
Yeah. It's like, okay. And then it's funny, like, watching, like, the subtitles, because it would be, like, distorted voice, zombie voice.
Oh, really?
Like, I couldn't decide what it was.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, the best part of that is Bubbles at the end still talking like that.
Yes.
That's great. I think this must be Buttercup, the 3rd to 8th stupidest thing you've ever done.
Yep.
Or someone talking to Buttercup.
No, that was Buttercup.
Okay, the Jam Pyres. Is that
with
the
a
band
Y.
name? Yeah. Then this whole rock off thing, we talked about that already.
That was a trip.
The rock on hands light projection.
What?
Buttercup makes like the
yeah,
pinky and
then goes and gets a comet and then like
finger. Yeah, and then gets it. Yeah, pretty interesting stuff. Interesting
that is
use
the most
of the light
metal
projection
thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. I feel like we have had better. I feel like the show has not used its light projections very well.
No,
the new weapon. Yeah. Sorry, I sold your souls for rock and roll, says Buttercup, and
nice.
then Thrash at the end. Yeah. Interesting.
It's A+.
What is Thrash even supposed to be like?
Who knows? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. So, Electric Buttercup, yeah, like we're like, yeah, this is it's not a great episode, but it's at least like the type of episode where they're trying to do a lot of interesting things.
Yeah, and it's trying to be like itself and not like the old show.
Yeah, it's trying to be itself. So I'm fine with that episode. It's just it didn't super succeed, but
it was just like a trip. Like I watched it first. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah, but certainly there's a lot of work put into that one.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, so my rankings would be Poorbucks, Snow Month, Swingset, Press Approved, Electric Buttercup.
I feel like I'd probably agree with that.
Yeah, there you go. Next episode, Cartoon Network somehow has their schedule up for January. I don't know if that's true, but there's January 12th, People Pleaser. Blossom neglects her promise to Bubbles when she takes on too many things, leaving Buttercup and Bubbles to.
It's already online.
Is it really already online? Yeah. Oh, wow. Great. Good job, Cartoon Network. So, looks like no more Powerpuff Girls until middle January. So that's when we'll be back to cover the show. But we'll see. That's just Thursday. So maybe they'll go back to Thursdays instead of weekly or every day in a week. I don't know. Overall comments about Powerpuff Girls?
I think these are still good episodes. Probably the weakest we've had in a while, but it's still really good. Like, we had probably like one of the, if not the best, episode with Poorbucks and Snow Month. So good stuff. Yeah, good stuff. We've gone from like no ships in the beginning of the show to like competing Blossom ships. So I don't know what to do with that. Yeah, I know. There's just so much going on. And it's all cute and adorable and just great. Yeah. So let us know in the comments. Are you Team Jared or Team Moorbucks in terms of the Blossom ships? Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Which one? Hard. Yeah. YouTube comments, website comments, Tumblr asks. I need an answer, Delaney, by the time we next podcast on Powerpuff Girls. I need an answer, okay? Oh, no. Okay. I'm sure you'll be thinking about this constantly in the meantime. I will. I'll do some soul searching. Yeah, I need to soul search to figure out the answer to this. The appeal to Jared Shapiro is if it began with snow cones. That's how me and my girlfriend got together. So snow cones. Oh, man, it has cute. Special meaning to you, man. I know. Yeah. It's adorable. So snow cones are great. Yeah, snow cones in after the whole snow month. Yes. Yeah, that's a good concept. So yeah, we need to decide the shipping more. So let us know your comments over at animated.com. Ship names. Yeah, also tell us what the ship name should be. And consider supporting us on patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thank you very much to our patrons. Mitch Cordell features Nate, Andy, Jamie, Rachel, John, Ryan, Catherine, Taylor, Devon, Jay, John, Finisher, Victoria, and Katrin, aka Phoebe, Mitch, Cordell, B, States, Nathan, Fillion, Buzz, Like, Mailman, Shows, Brian, Cook, Needle, Diamond Day, Jewel, Garfield, Fusion, Skylar, Patron, Katrin. Check out overlyanimated.com for a bunch of podcasts that went up recently, including an Moana review and Ruby, a bunch of other stuff. Check out Beauty and the Beast retrospective upcoming this week, and more Steven Universe discussions. And I think that's it. Woo! So yeah, let us know what you guys thought, and we will see you next time. Bye. Bye.